Tonight on UMTV News, border reopening, and we'll tell you who can come into the U.S. now and what restrictions they will face.
Plus, there's a new queen on campus. We'll introduce you to UM's newest homecoming queen.
And later on, a successful but not so comfortable return for the SpaceX rocket.
These stories and a lot more on this edition of UMTV News.
It starts right now.
Hello and welcome to UMTV News. I'm Liam Fabre.
And I'm Kate Stiles. Thank you for joining us. 8 people have died and hundreds have been injured during the Travis Scott performance at the Astroworld Festival in Houston, Texas on Friday night. Panic and partying is how Jared Cooker described the moments after Travis Scott took the stage Friday night at the Astroworld Festival in Houston.
Everyone's screaming. I mean, it's like an airplane crash type of situation. You know, people are screaming like bloody murder. It's kind of just like a matter-of-fact thought. I was like, okay, this could be it. This could be how I go.
Cooker says everyone around him was struggling to stay on their feet and breathe. At one point, he fell down and landed on someone he thinks might be one of the victims.
I remember looking down, and the person on the bottom was just laying there, and all I could do is I just slapped their face. I think they were unconscious. They might have passed at that point.
Houston police have launched a criminal investigation into what happened at the concert that left 8 people dead. As the mayhem in the crowd unfolded, the show on stage kept going. Multiple civil lawsuits against Travis Scott and the entertainment company Live Nation have already been filed. Before the Astroworld Festival, Travis Scott had faced criminal charges twice for inciting his concert crowds. In 2018, according to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Scott pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. Police say he encouraged the concert crowd to rush the stage in a 2017 show in Rogers, Arkansas. And in 2015, the Chicago Tribune reported that Scott pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor reckless conduct charge for urging a Lollapalooza crowd to climb over security barricades. In an Instagram post, Scott indicated he wasn't aware of how bad the crowd situation had become in Houston.
Anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need.
Houston authorities released the names of all the victims who died in the crush of people at the concert. John Hilgard was 14 and Brianna Rodriguez was 16. Other victims were in their 20s. Danish Baig, Rodolfo Pena, Madison Dubisky, Franco Patino, Jacob Jurinek, and Axel Acosta Avila. Singer Travis Scott announced he will pay the funeral costs for all the victims and fund mental health support for survivors.
The U.S. has reopened its border this Monday for fully vaccinated international visitors, ending a ban on foreign travelers that started over 1 year ago. It's a welcome change for families separated by the COVID-19 pandemic and a sign of hope for companies in the travel industry. Land borders of U.S. neighbor countries Mexico and Canada have also reopened for all non-commercial travelers. But for Canadians, the government will require them to have a negative COVID test to return home. Entry points have been flooded with travelers looking forward to reunite with family members after this long-time separation.
We have a son and his wife that live in North Carolina, and we're on our way to visit them.
How excited are you the borders are open?
Oh my goodness, I got goosebumps all over.
Airlines has reported 450% increase in their flight bookings since the reopening. This increase will result in longer lines and delays in airports due to the protocols in place, checking vaccination records and COVID-19 test results.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has announced his bid for re-election. DeSantis is one of the country's most well-known Republican governors for his lax views on vaccine mandates. DeSantis says he is determined to continue his hands-off, pro-economy policies if he is re-elected. People continue to speculate whether he will run for president in 2024. DeSantis said he's focused on the Sunshine State for the time being. He is the favorite to defeat 15 other candidates who want him to unseat him.
Veterans Day is this Thursday, and to celebrate those who've served, the town of Miami Lakes held its annual Veterans Day Parade on Main Street. Our reporter Victoria Scott attended the parade and joins us now live with details. Victoria?
Thanks, Liam. I attended the 42nd Annual Veterans Day Parade on Sunday morning. Residents of Miami Lakes and neighboring towns came together to honor our nation's veterans. And one veteran shared his story. Danny DeVerona was one of several veterans who was proud to attend the event for the 7th time. The parade was hosted by the town of Miami Lakes and its Veterans Affairs Committee.
I was a signal intelligence analyst in the United States Army from 1989 to 1992.
DeVerona served in Desert Shield and Desert Storm in Saudi Arabia and Iraq. He credits his brother-in-law for giving him a sense of direction.
He's a teacher, he's well respected, he has a great job, a family, a house, so I figured let me try to follow his example.
Groups ranging from the JROTC cadets to local high school bands marched proudly near Miami Lakes Town Hall.
The fact that we have beautiful weather, we had such a great turnout, but spectators cheering us on. It was really good to see such great participation.
We have a lot of residents that are veterans and are very proud of the service for this country. Everyone's very, very happy to be back in person.
Today marked the 42nd Annual Veterans Day Parade here in the town of Miami Lakes, Florida. It's one of the largest Veterans Day parades in the entire state. Since COVID took a hit last year, the event drew at least 2,000 spectators and at least 60 groups who participated in the event. While the parade may be over, DeVerona wants everyone to hear his message on why Veterans Day is so important to him.
We served in the military, but we continue serving by being part of organizations like this, events like this. We're glad that every November you come out and remember us, and we really appreciate the thoughts and compassion that you show us.
A ceremony honoring our nation's heroes took place after the parade. The Census Bureau reports there are more than 18 million veterans in the United States. Veterans Day, formerly known as Armistice Day, was meant to honor the end of World War I on November 11, 1918. It became a legal holiday in 1938. For more information on getting involved in Veterans Day affairs, visit volunteer.va.gov. Guys?
Victoria Scott, thank you. What a great tradition, Liam. I can't wait to attend our event on Thursday on campus.
I'm looking forward to. These are the real events that we should be going to. And it's time for a short break now, but when we come back, we'll meet this year's homecoming queen at the University of Miami.
And the SpaceX crew has returned to Earth after half a year in space. But there was a mishap with the trip back. We'll tell you what it was later in the show.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for staying with us. Homecoming Week is a fun, filled week with rich in university traditions. One tradition everyone looks forward to is the homecoming pageant. Students showcase their talents, answer questions, and compete to be crowned. Our reporter Christina Herrera joins us live to tell us more about UM's 2021 Homecoming Queen. Christina, who is it?
Guys, the homecoming pageant was the first activity in a week filled with competitions, musical performances, photo booths, and many more exciting activities. This year's homecoming theme was Bring the Beat Back, a fun play on words considering that last year's homecoming ceremonies were canceled due to COVID-19, and the comeback did not disappoint.
Homecoming is 1 week out of the school year that UM students all come together and remember just how great it is to be a Miami Hurricane. This homecoming was even more cherished than most after last year's homecoming was impacted by COVID-19. Every year another boat is burned, another football game is played, and another queen is crowned.
Your 2021 homecoming queen is Ari Mubala.
I'm Ari Mubanda. I am from New Jersey, Marlboro, New Jersey, and I'm a goofy, funny, happy, passionate, caring individual. Some of my passions include dancing, singing, acting. I've been dancing since the age of 2, and I've been fortunate to be on the Chaos co-ed dance team since my freshman year on campus. And the fact about dancing that I really love the most is just performing and being on stage and getting to share like whatever I'm feeling with the rest of the audience and just really wanting to make people smile through that.
Ari described what homecoming means to her.
Homecoming means family, especially after this week, getting to be around all of the people on this campus and just getting to see how much people love the U. It really reminds me of just the fact that we're all in this together. Just getting to see everyone's smiling faces, getting to be around just the joy and passion that people share for this university. It's truly an unmatched feeling, and I hope everyone really gets to experience it.
Ari is honored to be UM's 2021 Homecoming Queen and hopes to make a difference on campus. Even though Homecoming Week has come to an end, students will remember the sense of community and love that surrounded campus during the week.
Ari encourages anyone interested in the homecoming court to put themselves out there, try something new, and run next year. But Ari wasn't the only one to win big at this year's homecoming. The Federation of Cuban Students and the Association of Commuter Students won in a shocking tie for homecoming champions. Even though homecoming may have come to an end, the memories created last week will live on forever. Reporting for UMTV News, I'm Christina Herrera.
Thank you, Christina. And after the homecoming king and queen were crowned, the festivities kicked off right here on the Coral Gables campus. The homecoming theme this year was Bring Back the Beat. After postponing the celebrations last year because of the pandemic, students, faculty, and alumni returned to campus in person and enjoyed concerts, performances by the Hurricanettes, as well as free food at the food trucks in Miller Circle.
You got the fireworks, the lights, the food trucks. I mean, just to get the word out, get this many people here. I mean, this is the one time of year the school throws an event like this, and I gotta say, it's really fun.
2, 1. The annual boat burning celebration kicked off. Legend has it that if the mast falls before the boat sinks beneath the water, UM will defeat its opponent in the homecoming game. Well, the mast fell first and the legend proved true because the Canes won the game against Georgia Tech the next day. The Canes, who trailed at halftime, came back to secure the win against the Yellow Jackets with a score of 33-30. Energy filled Hard Rock Stadium as the Canes had an electric start. The Canes were up 14-0 in the first quarter. However, multiple fumbles in the second quarter shifted the momentum. The nail-biter went down to the last seconds with the Canes coming out on top. The Canes will face their rivals, Florida State, this weekend in Tallahassee.
It's time for a short break now, but when we return, we'll take you to Germany, where people are rolling around on skateboards. Get this, made out of pizza. We'll be right back.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
After about 200 days at the International Space Station, astronauts aboard the SpaceX rocket from NASA, France, and Japan splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico last night. The group of astronauts known as Crew 2 returned to Earth after a 6-month expedition in space, and thanks to a broken toilet, they flew in wearing diapers. Crew 2 was set to be relieved by Crew 3 on Halloween, but because of weather conditions, the launch has been postponed to tomorrow night at 9:03 p.m. Let's hope they fix that toilet before they send Crew 3 back up.
And finally, one entrepreneur from Germany is entering an uncharted business territory by combining his two passions, pizza and skateboarding. The pizzeria owner makes the pie, then coats it with resin in a mold, allowing it to harden over 10 days, then adds some wheels, and voila, a fully functioning skateboard.
I skateboard for like 18 years now. So I was like, pizza, skateboard, pizza, skateboard.
He also makes other things from pizza, stools, tables, or pictures of real pizza to hang up. Well, that does it for the week's show. Thank you for joining us.
We'll be back next week with another edition of UMTV News, but until then, stay safe.